Staying with us to more stories now. Residents of NDOKWA in Delta State have staged a peaceful protest at the entrance of the Delta State Government House in Asaba, demanding the immediate restoration of electricity to their communities. The Delta State government says plans are already underway to restore power to the area. Ikena Mechi has more details.
Carrying placards and lanterns while chanting solidarity songs, members of the Light Up NDOKWA Association gathered at the entrance of the government house to express their frustration over the prolonged lack of electricity in their communities. They say it is unexpected that NDOKWA, which hosts 930 megawatts of independent power plants and major oil and gas facilities, has remained in darkness for over 20 years.
Over 150 communities in NDOKWA Nation have not seen light since inception. And we in NDOKWA Nation, we are the largest gas deposit in sub-Saharan Africa. We are also the only region in the entire world that is host to 7 parental oil companies. There's no light. We are tired of empty promises. We cannot be the goose as laying the golden eggs, whereas we don't have anything to show for.
We vote for you. You don't enter. Give us light now. We don't suffer. Snake enter my house every time.
Our children are into little business because they don't have job. I can't imagine somebody running business with fuel to make it. They should please do it urgently for us to have light.
A constitutional lawyer based in Canada also lent his voice in support of the protesters, describing the situation as unjust and calling for urgent intervention.
Now, being in darkness for 20 years and more has become a sore point of anguish. The terrible things we go through in NDOKWA is one that cannot be measured against any kind of hardship.
Responding to the protesters' demands, the Chief of Staff to the Delta State Governor says the administration of Governor Sheriff Uborowore is taking steps to address the situation and restore electricity to NDOKWA communities.
Right now, as we speak, like His Excellency has spoken in some public forum, to the effect that he is committed to lighting up Delta State. His Excellency has engaged a consultant who is following up, because when we write, they will tell us, yes, you have met this condition. Now they will tell us the remaining days. So we decided to engage a consultant who will follow up all these processes.
Ikena Amechi, TVC News, Asaba.
For more on this development, a lawyer, Evans Ofili, joins me from New York. Mr. Evans, 20 years, that's such a long time. I heard what the members of the community, and I'm imagining for someone who was born 20 years ago, the probability that they've not had to see electricity from the source is quite saddening in a way. But for you, after 20 years, we are hearing this protest. Why is this coming at this time? Is it finally the community are waking up to the fact that they need to press home their demands?
Yeah, well, this is not the first of its kind. I mean, we've been protesting. Last year, we did the Light Up NDOKWA protest on the 6th of June, 2025. And this year, we had to go straight to the governor. The reason we went straight to the governor is because our representatives have not been acting very well on the issue. They appear not to understand the issues, and they are not doing as much as they should do. So taking the message to the governor direct is what we think is expedient at the moment, especially because now that power has been deregulated. I mean, power is now in the concurrent list. And so states now have the right under the law to generate electricity and take care of all that. So, and the Delta State have what we call the electricity sector law, which was passed, recently. And now we can, we went there to enable us meet the governor one-on-one and inform him about the IPP and the state, because we have this independent power plant that was given to us since 2003, and the work has not been effective on it. The federal government did to a point and abandoned it. So we want the state government to take over that project, since power is now in the concurrent list. And that is very important. Well, this is the remains. You can see women and children. This is the remains of those who have been in darkness for about 20 years. 150 community plus. Many of these communities have not even seen light since inception. NDOKWA, where I came from, there have not been lights since the 13th century till date. And many of the other communities, among the 150 plus communities in NDOKWA, have not seen light. And these are the communities that power the nation. We generate huge quantum of power that is transmitted, stepped down in Obosi and transmitted to 9 states of the country, including the federal capital. So we generate this much and we don't have lights. When you go to other places, you find electricity here and there. They are all being generated from NDOKWA land. But NDOKWA, where it's being generated from, have no power. And President Obasanjo warned in 2003 that host communities, you have to step down this for host communities first so that there will be no unrest and rancor. Because NDOKWA man is peaceful, we have been taken for granted for over 20 years and more. And so we're now saying that we must have power as a matter of necessity. We cannot continue to supply and provide power to 8 to 9 states, including federal capital territory, and we do not have power. The IPP is enough, and it does not really cost much to have it put together because as it stands now, the federal government have done substantial work on it. So what is left can be taken over by the state government, and that's exactly why we went straight to the governor to express, our displeasure and to register the fact that we need to have power supply as a matter of necessity.
All right, lawyer Evans Ofili, we'll continue that conversation shortly, but let's tell you that we will be joining a live broadcast from Ibadan, your state, where Honorable Aderemi Abbas is set to declare his ambition. Of course, you can scan the barcode on the screen right now to keep watching this program, which continues on all other platforms, including Abia Sky B, UK channel 520, and YouTube. Lawyer Evans, you earlier in your submission, you mentioned the fact that this has been a long running agitation for power in the communities, but you also highlighted that it appears those who represent these people do not understand the issues, and it's best that we lay the issues bare. What exactly has been the issue that has prevented, a restoration of power for a very long time? What are the key issues there?
Well, the issues are that it's complicated. Has been the bidder, that is the company, the disco that supply power to that area. There was an issue of debt, okay, and vandalization of materials, okay. Not like this light is stable, because that's not what we're actually asking for. We're not asking for the bidder. We're asking for the IPP, the one that, the independent power plant, which as a host community we're entitled to by virtue of our position, okay? Now, our leaders who represent us have been paying lip service to these issues, okay? The last time we had meetings with them, they were blaming us for calling them out. They were blaming us for protesting rather than addressing the issue under reference, okay? I mean, when we went on the street, it was because we were dissatisfied. We did not like the level of representation we're getting. We're not getting quality representation. Representation that does not bring value home is useless representation. And so we confronted them on that. And then the next thing, they said that we have been paid by opposition politicians to call them out and to discredit them. That is exactly what, that's why I said they don't understand the issue.
All right. So,
because if they represent us effectively, we'll be able to, follow up with them and do things right.
In that report, the representative of the government mentioned that work is on to ensure that power returns to these affected communities. Is there some sort of agreement between the community and the government to see this the timeline of actions to see that if this does not happen in the next, say, 1 week, 2 weeks, or a month, we will be back on the street?
Yeah, we submitted a proposal to the government on the day we went for this protest. We had the documents which we set out the timelines and what we require of them. It's just 3 days ago that this protest was done. So we're expecting a reply from the government. I mean, we have submitted the letter, the document, stating out the issues and stating out the timeline within which we need to see improvements. And we have told them that if nothing is done within the time given, we may have no other option but to take other steps, okay, to ensure that we get power supply, because it's our right under the law. We cannot be supplying power to 9 states and we do not have power ourselves. So such kind of injustice should not be allowed to fester. And we've been patient for over 20 years and more. Some communities have never seen light at all. So you can see old women, they couldn't have been here if things were okay, if the light was there and all that. And we have to even take the protest internationally, okay? Protest is going on in the diaspora on this issue because the conversation that is on the front burner, it is the most important of it all. And we have also told our representatives that if they are not able to fix that light, there's no need for them to come and campaign for the next election, because it's of no use to us.
Lawyer Evans Ophili, thank you so much for speaking with us this afternoon.
Very well.
Of course, suffering amidst plenty, we really hope that power returns to the communities. And that's it on